What is up, guys? What is up, crypto warriors? What is up, Black Roo Crew? Could it be October for Bitcoin? Also, I'm going to let you know one of the best bargain cryptos that BlackRock has mentioned before. That's coming up. But first, as always, cue my guy, Indigo Saint. Um, Catch him at the third eye. Let's get it. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Black View Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer?
Best believe I was black or invested. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifested. So we binge on that black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested.
What's going on, guys? What's up, Crypto Warriors? What is up, Black Roo Crew? We back in the house here on a Monday. I know we still haven't gotten quite consistent with the show times, but bear with me here. Let's see who we got in the chat here. What is up, E? But without a doubt, let's go ahead and share entire screen. And as always, we'll get to all your chats, all your questions in the chat. But we're just going to break straight into the show, guys. October, okay? So for the past 3 Octobers, or 3 out of 4 last Octobers, Bitcoin has gone up. So if we start here in 2020, you see around October 16th, we had liftoff. This yellow line here, for those who are interested, is the last halving before the last one we just had. So there we go. And then if we move over here and look at October 5th, 2021, big boom kick up there. And then we hit the kind of the bear market. We had a down October there. But then if you come back to 2023, around the 15th of October, we had a kick up here. Okay. So could we be in store for something similar? Okay. Could we be in store for something similar here? Well, only time will tell. You can see here Bitcoin's kind of, flagging here. Developed a nice little pocket around the 60s area. You can see here on stochastic RSI, at least for the day, it's towards the bottom, which looks like, of course, wants to come to the top there. And if we go check out the week chart, again, everything looks pretty good here. Again, kind of looks like a flag there. So maybe we get an Uptober, an Uptober, as I've heard some folks say. Okay, which is very, very bullish for us, right? And more than anything, we have here the fourth quarter. I'm very, very excited for this quarter, and we've gone over on the show. I forget which show exactly. We can pop it up here. If we go to channel content, we were looking at how the presidential elections affect cryptocurrency, and generally after a presidential election, you do have upward movement of crypto. Okay, so I think this is just all bearing good for us to head up. And if you guys haven't been paying attention to certain crypto news, XRP ETF seems to be on its way, despite the fact that the SEC appealed its case. That XRP ETF seems to be on its way. So XRP also has a stable coin, which is on its way here. Or actually, it's live. It's live. The stable coin's live. So regulation, I believe, is fast coming, at least for the U.S. for crypto. No, we don't need to verify right now. So definitely check it out. Presidential election does what for crypto? That's what we wanted to check out there. So what's up, E? Appreciate the $5, brother. Thank you so much. Hippo character, head pops out of water, surrounded by Hippo Squad. Selfless Vendors LLC, BlackRock plus Velo Labs. Oh yeah, that's another one we definitely need to talk about. That's not the one I was going to talk about, but we definitely need to check that out. Selfless Vendors, of course, with Securitize. So much information that we had to hit here, but that's some good news too, actually. So we definitely need to hit that. But yeah, so if we get this October, I think it's looking really, really good for a lot of things here. Okay, so let's kind of head into the cryptocurrency I was talking about for BlackRock, and of course, the Patreon. They got this first. Shout out to the patrons. They help keeping the show going. That cryptocurrency would be Energy Web Token. Okay, so if you look at Energy Web Token, this one is on a basically a 4-year low. So if you look at this is kind of looking almost like Casper. If you look at Casper Labs, this guy broke down past the $1.80 mark, which hadn't been passed in about 4 years. Okay, so you got to go back to May 20th or May 2020 to get a lower price here in Energy Web Token. Okay, now back here in 2022, August 11th, 2022 to be exact, Energy Web Token jumped 25% after BlackRock gave them a shout out. Okay, and this is like a decarbonization project, but really more than being a decarbonization project, it's a tokenization of energy assets project. Okay, that's honestly, to me, that's more important than kind of a decarbonization type of deal, that you can actually kind of tokenize energy assets and move them around on the blockchain, kind of in a mode of like a futures contract, more or less, right? That is extremely intriguing to me. So at this time, Energy Web Token was a high of 318. So if it got back to that high from sitting here at $1.20, you're almost looking at a kind of a 3x, a little less than a 3x, more like a 2.75x or something like that. But it's very, very interesting, given I don't think Energy Web has a really big token supply. So, but definitely we should check out Velo as well here. Now that Selfless Vendors mentioned that, that's some really good news for people to understand and know. So Energy Web Token. Total supply seems like 69 million. That max supply there. Let's go ahead and check out Coin Market Cap or CoinGecko, I should say. This Coin Market Cap is the worst about giving us the actual factual max supply, right? So let's go over here and check it out right quick. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, it's taking a while to load here. Now, Energy Web, I believe, is built on Polkadot. I saw Paul Barron, shout out to Paul Barron, have something about Polkadot having a God candle. I haven't checked that out, or God candle incoming on it or something like that. Okay, max supply is from Energy Web token. Okay. Yeah, we live, Shiny Goo. We live. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into our next part of the show. Might be a little short show, depending on how many questions you guys had. I just wanted to hit you guys up because I hadn't talked to you guys in about a week. So let's go to the next part of the show, which is XDC. Okay. Really shout out to my guy Maximus Crypto. We love Max around here. He's been doing some great XDC content lately. One of the things I've been trying to pay attention to with XDC is that XDC just had a mainnet expansion, okay? And really looks good in the realm of real world assets. And for me, I think real world assets are going to be a really big thing coming up as we get regulation here in the US. Okay. As far as it goes with other countries, a lot of this regulation is kind of already in place, but I think we get it with this next term, no matter who's elected. But what the sentiment seems with the crypto market is that it prefers Trump. That's what the sentiment seems like. But I think regardless of who gets elected, crypto regulations are going to happen in a positive way, and it's going to be a positive way for cryptocurrency. But if we look here at the RWA.XYC, okay, we see that XDC is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in seventh place without including stable coins of real world assets. And that's only about 16 million. Okay. So I think a lot of this is actually waiting on, regulation to truly be in place before we see this stuff on blockchains. And keep in mind that XDC is the settlement coin for R3's Corda. Okay. And R3's Corda has all the different bank clearing houses attached to it. Okay. If we were to bring that up, we won't bring it up now, but I have tons of videos about R3 Corda. Definitely go check it out. It is the XDC is the settlement coin for R3 Corda, but R3 Corda, if you look at it, R3's Corda, it looks like it's going to be the clearance house hub for all these major Swiss and whatnot banks, connecting into things like FedNow, connecting into things like the Overledger. Definitely go check out some things that our guy Max has given on this, and the RLN with Quant. Okay. But specifically, what I want to talk about is I really think this is an untapped market. If you just see here, without the stable coins, for XDC to be in seventh place with only like 16 million, there's so much room for growth here when we talk about coins like XDC, coins like SUI, right? SUI, shout out to the patrons. We were covering this at like $1.50, right? Before it was announced that they were I think they have a Grayscale trust now with SUI. We'll go look into that in just a second here. But I think it bodes well for all these coins that already have real world assets on them, but also for something like an Energy Web token. Like you may see things like this Noble or something fall to the wayside and different coins go and pass it. But if we come over here and we include stable coins, You see there's so much more value here. Now you can see by including stable coins, why a company like Ripple would want to have control over a stable coin. So you look and see how the money just drastically increased when we included stable coins, right? Tron wasn't even on the list, and they just skyrocket to the list with over like $62 billion in money, right? Including Binance, Arbitrum, Solana. Solana was on the other list, but here we go, right? And one of the things you can notice about this also too is a lot of these things track back to Tim Draper and that near Polygon, Ethereum. And I know Binance is also our guy, Underdog Research Channel. Shout out to Underdog Research Channel. Lower guys, Underdog Research Channel, Maximus Crypto, Dion over at NYC Network, all our guys out here, Crypto Ronin. But going on here, you can see a lot of these things being connected to Mr. Draper there. But yeah, I really think real world assets is untapped, and as these laws come into place, these real world assets will be placed on these blockchains because it just makes sense. You can reach consensus in less than days, which is how the current system works. You can reach consensus in like minutes, right? So naturally, a lot of different real world assets will be placed on these systems, and I fully expect for XRP to get into this top 10 list, right? I definitely expect for these guys to get in this list. Okay. But you can see here again, the coins like Near, which we've covered before and covered Tim Draper's links to it, his links to Ethereum. Okay. But yeah, so I really, really think real world assets are going to be big this year because we're finally going to get that clarification that we needed globally coming in here. So for the next kind of 2 years or so, of course, definitely pay attention to your TA and everything like that. It's going to be big for a lot of coins. Okay. And where we have coins like Energy Web Token, which are kind of falling off into 4-year lows, we got coins like a LCX, which are looking really juicy and are very close on the day chart to passing their 200 EMA. Okay, so LCX is looking really, really good right now. Again, shout out to the Patreon. We were covering it at 12 cents. Now at 17. That's up what? A good 50%, right? Since we've been covering that. So shout out to the patrons. This was on your list. LCX. I really think LCX is going to be one of the big winners of this up and coming bull run, and anything you see kind of in this like near the 200 EMA list or near the 200 EMA indicator, I think might be really nice, juicy coming up here in October. Okay. XLR is one of those as well. It was flirting with it, but we have it right here. But yeah, now let's go over and check out some of your questions here in the chat. What's up, Cryptonomics? What's up, Satoshi Moto Black? What's up, Money? Makina KJ. Makine KJ. Okay, I probably butchered that. Let's get it from our guy E. Shout out to our Telegram guys. If you're not in our Telegram, you're just missing out on very free alpha here. Um, we definitely drop when we're gonna drop our content in there. We got modern datings. We talk about different things because we want to be more than just a crypto channel. We also want to be a community, right? Positive man channels, health and personal growth, um, artificial intelligence, cryptos, books and related things, stocks and commodities and goods. Definitely check out our Telegram. It's totally free for now. I was just mentioning in your Telegram and under our researchers Telegram, memes are ruling the cycle. And as an investor, probably could have invested in memes and retired. I kind of, you're right about that. You're right about that. But I still feel like memes are the distraction. Like you go to certain things, you go to certain posts, and there was some crypto tool I was using a couple of days ago. All they were doing was blowing up that somebody invested like $1,000 in the memes and now it's $1,000,000. Some Tron meme or $100 into that and it's like 100,000 or $100 into that is $100,000. And maybe that's possibly true. Or I'm sure they gave the blockchain data on it. It's true, right? But I think for most investors, that's not reasonable. And I think that's like setting a very bad precedent to say for people to just do that. If you guys want to chase meme coins, feel free. I'm not a financial advisor. None of what I say is financial advice. Just for me personally, what I try to teach people, or what I try to mention, is my investment journey and the things that I've learned on my investment journey. And for me, it always goes bad for me when I try the quick money thing. It never goes well for me when I do that. And if you guys want to do that, we do have a place for that on the Telegram where people talk about memes. Because again, I'm trying to support a safe space for anyone who is talking crypto in my community, right? But none of this again is financial advice on here. It's just people getting together talking about memes. Okay. But for me personally, like let's take LCX for example. I invested down here at 4 cents at the beginning of 2023. So I'm really happy with where I am with that, right? Clean Spark, for instance. Very happy with where I'm at with that. I invested at like $1.77. And it went up to like 17, right? And I took some profits there and I still hold some here at the 9. It's $9. I invested $1.17 or $1.77, so I'm still mad up. So I don't. If people want to go that route, go that route. But one of the things I would like to point people to is like Nvidia, the reference, and I've referenced this on our online show. Shout out to Underdog Research Channel again. The offlines are so fun, man. Just to get together and talk with another intelligent bro about stuff like that. But I think someone, I think it was Richard Fain, pointed this out. Had you invested in Nvidia, like we got to go to the weekly chart, like $1,000 in 2021 or something like that. So 20 years ago. So it was something like 20 years ago, right? 2021, I think I'm a little bit off. So it would have to been like 2024 or something like that. So had you put $1,000 into Nvidia at that time, you would now have something like 750K, something like that, right? So again, you would have had to have held through this, held through that. Excuse me. You would have had to have patience of steel not to have sold, right, Nvidia through all of this. But at some point in this time where it was like over 100, like maybe even right now at 127 or whatever, you would have had, if you invested 1,000 20 years ago, you would have had 750K. This is kind of my time horizon with some of these. And of course, right, I'm going to use my indicators and I'm going to take profits between bull markets, right? So I'm not telling people here to have diamond hands. This is not I'm not telling you to do that, because everyone has to make their own choice there, right? If you choose to be diamond hands, that's up to you, but I'm going to do it between between bull runs, because that's what works for me. um, so I think with these coins, we do have a great opportunity because they're really just on the ground floor. A lot of them are only what, 4 years old. Bitcoin is what, 15 years old, right? Something like that, around 15 years old, 2009. So Bitcoin's around 15 years old, but a lot of the coins that we're looking at, like an LCX, like a XLR, these things are babies, right? As far as investments go, right? So looking down the line and say like a 2029 or a 2030, 2032, man, what our investments could look like, right? But I'm very intrigued here about 2025, just because there's a new presidential election, right, happening. There's regulation clarity. And one of the things that I like to always refer you guys to is what central banks are doing, in that they're setting the standards in which come 2025, January 1st, 2025 to be exact, central banks can invest 2% of their funds. Central banks, okay, can invest 2% of their funds in crypto reserves. Crazy talk. Like this here gets me like very much enthused about real world cryptos, like real world asset cryptos, like tangible blue chip cryptos, not the meme coins. So things like this get me very, very bullish on things like quant, things like an XRP. Like this gets me very, very bullish for that. Like I can't say that enough. So where like I really value your point there, E. But I think people should think about, if this is coming in January 1st, 2025, how they can take advantage of that. And that doesn't necessarily mean to like just like forget about meme coins entirely, but I would be I would for me personally, like meme coins aren't going to be too much on my radar because of this. Um, maybe some, but I think the people that are going to make the biggest advantage from meme coins are the people that are going to be like watching wallets and like really like going in there and saying, okay, this person is doing like meme coin investing, like, and finding a wallet that they think, okay, this wallet is the dude that's like hopping around doing meme coin stuff, and he's successful at it, and watching that wallet and trying to get into things that they do. That would be my meme strategy. I'm not saying to take that strategy. That's not financial advice, but that's how I would play meme coins. But I'm personally, that's not something I'm looking to do. But you're right. If someone did do that this year, they probably like cashed out like big time. Like just look at what happened with uh Crypto Blood. Shout out to Crypto Blood and Coochie Coin, right? Like people probably made so much bank on Coochie Coin if they got in it like early. Man, that was just a good thing waiting to happen. And then selfless vendors here. Yeah, that prioritized news with Velo. That is craziness. Craziness. Um, oh, thank you, Green Knuckles, for reposting my stuff. Um, thank you for and thank you for bringing that up, selfless vendors. Let's do Velo secure rip ties. I think I did that. Spelled that right. If you guys aren't following Angelica Saldana, she's a great follow for Velo, by the way. Great follow for Velo and seems to be a very cool person. So definitely follow her if you haven't already when it comes to Velo. I was hoping I could just find the actual. There we go. So, and there she is. She's posted it. So, Velo Labs brings BlackRock's tokenized short-term treasury fund to Southeast Asia. This is just crazy talk, bro. Crazy talk. Like this really makes Velo. It's like I'm very bullish on Velo. I have a good chunk of Velo, and I'm gonna be very intrigued to see where it goes. And remember, this is another one we've kind of tracked and traced and linked to Draper and his crew, right? Um, and we also showed you shout out to Maximus Crypto, where Tim Draper has said he's going to invest through Draper University. He's going to fund new projects building on Stellar and Sorban. So that only bodes well for projects like Velo, okay? And we've already went and traced all the way over to Singapore and things like XLR for you guys and track that and trace that to Draper too, right? So and here it is, Velo, another one of those ones. Let's go to the day chart where this is actually above its 200 EMA. It's actually above it. So the chart looks pretty good. Um, only thing that people worry about when it comes to Velo is that there's a lot of supply that still hasn't been let go, if you will. So, I mean, that's the only thing that you would worry about when it comes to Velo. So, total supply is about basically you can chalk that up to 24 billion, but circulating supply is only 7.4 billion, which is relatively small when you look at a lot of different other things. So even if they were like, let's just say tomorrow dump like 2 billion, let's hope that. I don't think they will do that because they've quite a lot, and you can go and check like token unlocks and things like that. It's still less than say something like I think SUI, which I think is 10 billion. The big news for SUI was that they got a trust, a grayscale trust, which basically signals to other people that SUI probably will have an ETF at some point in time. So people just started, they started eating it up like Pac-Man style, like so much so it I think it passed. It's like price discovery at this point, I think. So I own a lot of Energy Web token. You still big on Solo? Bob Ross has mentioned major development taking place this month. Um, I am big on Solo, but I've been less big on Solo recently. as far as like when comparing it to things like XDC and things like that. But I don't see any reason why like Solo will not do well. As far as like real world assets, it definitely checks that box. Built on XRP, checks that box. Can be attached to Corium. They're the same people that build Corium. Corium gets you a backdoor into the Cosmos ecosystem. Only thing that kind of shook me a little bit with Solo and Corium is that these guys built another backdoor through XLR and EVMOS. So that was the only thing that shook me a little bit with that. Like, why did they decide to do that? And I can show you, I've played this a couple times for other people. I mean, are on the show before. You might have seen it before, but I'll see if I can find it really quickly. So that's the only thing that shook me a little bit. Like, why did they feel the need to build another back door there? But, you know, I assume here's a Crypto Future. I got to get back on Future show. Shout out to Crypto Future. We definitely love Crypto Future around here too. Definitely check out Crypto Future's channel if you haven't already. Cool guy. Used to be a professional wrestler. So like superstar dude, bro. Superstar dude. Like proud to have been on these guys' channels and proud to have these guys like bring me on the channels. Like stellar men. Let's see here. It's kind of down here a little bit. But it's from the man himself, David Schwartz. And, you know, you never know who'll see this video for the first time. So, you know, let's just listen to it a little bit. It's only 2 minutes. Here, let me see. I don't believe I clicked share. So let's do this. Let me go back. Let me kill this. Let me just stop sharing. Let me share again. Click the button this time because I can't remember if I did or not. Okay, and then let's do that again.
I know what a lot of people are thinking, which is like the XRP ledger is why we're here. It's what's important. And that's true. But I just want to point out, in the early days, we celebrated every exchange listing. That is not an XRP ledger thing, right? People who hold tokens on exchanges, they're not using the ledger, but they're using XRP. And I'm hoping that we can see the XRP LEVM sidechain. Oh, announcement. It has a name. I wanted to call it Niobium. I lost. It is called the XRP LEVM sidechain. I know that's what everybody was calling it anyway, but that is actually its name. That is a bona fide announcement. I'm not lying. It is actually going to be called the XRP LEVM sidechain. I want you to think of that as a true part of the XRP ecosystem. XRP will be its native token, and it will be able to address that long tail of use cases. And if we have asset portability, I hope we can think of it as part of the XRP ecosystem, and the XRP is not just the XRP ledger. Maybe that's too much to ask. So Axelar is going to provide the bridge for the native token. Anybody who wants to can provide other bridges for other tokens, but you do have to have one bridge for the native token, the gas token. That's going to be provided by Axelar. It's going to use a proof of authority consensus. It'll have a block explorer, and you'll be able to use traditional EVM wallets. It will be a traditional EVM chain. One of the advantages of being able to launch projects on the EVM sidechain is the development cycle is much faster. So it took, 2 years to bring AMMs onto the XRP ledger? Let's say somebody said, hey, I want to do securities derivatives with leverage trading and some other weird thing on it, over collateralization, blah, blah, blah. You could maybe launch that on the XRP ledger in a year. You could launch that on an EVM sidechain in probably 2 months, and it's much easier to find developers. So we have to be realistic. For that long tail of projects, if we don't have a place inside our ecosystem for those projects to go, they're going to go elsewhere. And so we should, we should be inclusive.
Okay, so that is the only thing that shook me on Solo a little bit. Okay, so I'm still invested in Solo, but I'm kind of more invested in XLR, and I'm gonna start to look at EVMOS too, because EVMOS really got um, hit kind of hard. EVMOS did. Um, and like I was seeing one crypto content creator who said they like invested like $1. Oh man, I felt so bad for that, bro. Like, no, actually, I think he said he invested like, yeah, I think he said he invested at $2. Like, which, like, bro, like that's, man, like I feel so bad for that, bro. I really do. But looking at this now, right? Um, seeing that they're connecting um XRP to it via XLR, right? And this guy has pretty much reached like rock bottom, bro. Rock bottom. One of the things I like about EVMOS is that they're gonna have Islamic coin on it. And for those who just like there's certain rules about like how you invest in Islam. Okay. So Islamic coin seems like really like it could be a big thing for me because there's specific rules about investing there, right? And Islamic coin can kind of just, streamline that for anybody who's like Muslim who wants to invest. Okay, well, I just invest in the Islamic coin. And if and we're gonna talk a little bit more about the Rockefellers because the Rockefellers and the Drapers have a huge connection, and the Rockefellers and the Drapers also have a connection to that area of the world because of oil. Okay, and we'll get more about that when we get back into the Rockefellers. Okay, but this Hawk coin, which shout out to the patrons. I told you guys about this one as well. You can see there's some these symbols, guys. These symbols can't be ignored. But these symbols, this is like if you look at it, it's two squares kind of inside each other, but it's like an 8-pointed star. These all have meaning. What exact meaning they have, I cannot tell you. This is for these people, but I definitely remember there's a Kanye song. I forget the name of the song, but he's flying. It's like he's flying in heaven, and like before he flies up off the ground, he flies through one of these 8-pointed star that looks exactly like this. And I think also for one of his Watch the Throne, I think with him and Jay-Z, like the album cover was this symbol. But yeah, that's a little digression there. But you can see here connecting EVMOS. We got XRP Ledger. We got this Hawk network, Realio, which is going to be real estate, Aura network, and so on. So EVMOS might surprise some people. I think. I really think so. But yeah, to answer your question, I'm a little bit down on Solo, but I'm not fudding them. I'm just saying that I'm a little bit more bullish on XLR than I am Solo at this point. Altcoins could go up faster than BTC. Yes, yield more in less time, more volatile, but more profitable to be an experienced trader. Okay, got you, Cryptonomics. And also, guys, I really think this is pointing to, and I've showed you guys this in different ways. I really think Bitcoin's going to be a reserve currency. That's happening, bro. It's just going to happen. Okay. This is controllable gold for these guys, right? And think about all the big companies like a Clean Spark, right? They've been mining Bitcoin, right? The micro strategies of the world. This will be a controllable gold for these guys that there's only 21 million of. We don't know how much gold there is. We don't know, like, apparently they say people, different families, hint, hint, central banks, the different families control the price of gold. I don't know. I can't say. But I do know that you can mine it. And from what I hear from different sources, that they prevent mining of gold for some reason, right? To control the price, right? But this is controllable gold. Not only is it controllable gold, it's gold that is a lot easier to move, right? And it's only 21 million of it. And they kind of have it on lockdown via Blockrock, via MicroStrategy, via Clean Spark, via various different companies, right? So definitely too, don't neglect your Bitcoin out here. Because I definitely do think it'll be a world reserve currency. Like, and yeah, don't neglect it. Don't forget about it. Noobs get wrecked with beams. Yeah, and you got to be careful. Like, and that's why I try to say, like, I see E's point, and he makes a very valuable point. But meme coins, you should pretty much. I feel like you should only look at them as like I'm in and I'm out. I'm in and I'm out. If you just happen to be that one person that goes, or the few people that get the meme project early, and you can just get out with your money, do that, right? But don't be. I think it would be very foolish to diamond hand memes. Like, and don't get me wrong, that certain things you cannot say are memes anymore, like a Dogecoin or a Shiba Inu or a Floki. Certain things have gone beyond meme coin at this point, right? Turbo probably has gone beyond that point as well, right? But I think now, since they've set up so well, meme, that this is now going to be missed by people. That central banks are going to grab, are going to the central banks are going to spend 2% of their reserves come January 1st, 2025 on crypto. And they're not. I seriously doubt they're going to be spending money on Pepe, or like Super Trump or something like that. I seriously doubt they're putting money in meme coins. I really would believe that they would be putting stuff in Bitcoin, maybe a Quant, maybe an XRP, XDC, stuff like that. Heck, even an XLR, a SUI. That's where I see them going, right? And this is the real money. This is the actual money, right? It's okay. It's cool to like catch a wave of a meme and somebody like brings it up, to maybe 100 million, or heck, even like 15 million, 20 million, right? And if you got in early, if you got in or at the million mark or under a million mark, and it goes to 20 million, you've 20x. I understand the math of that, but I think you got to be very savvy in how you do that. And I haven't put any time into researching that, so I can't be the one to present that to you guys. But for me, I have put in time on researching this, and I'm going to really trust my research on this stuff. But we do have a spot for it in our Patreon, or I'm sorry, in our Telegram. And none of what's said by me or people in the Telegram is financial advice. But hey, if you want to throw $100 towards a just starting meme, hey, treat it like a lottery ticket. Like, okay, I'm not even expecting anything to happen with this. If it does, fine. If it doesn't, whatever. You know, and I, I for some people, I can not see the harm in that, right? Because people will go waste $100 and 10 Starbucks, right? But some people though, if you're just beginning, like Cryptonomics said, noobs. If you're a noob and you're bringing $100 in here, the meme coin area might not be the area for you to go because you might not know what you're doing. So try, not financial advice. Do it. You will with your money, but it might be a great idea to try to learn what crypto is about, some of the big names in crypto, and where the money is in crypto. And I'm really excited about what we've learned and what we've been researching about Tim Draper and his reach all the way up to like the Rockefeller family and all these different other families. I'm enthused about following that money. I'm very, very enthused about following that money. And I will continue to follow that money. Swift has been greatly outperforming BTC, ET, and ETH and the broader market this past year. Imagine what alt season actually starts. 100% selfless vendors LLC. I'm really intrigued to see what's going to happen with Swift. And we keep getting kind of like BRICS news, and I'm intrigued what's happening with BRICS too, because I'm beginning to think of BRICS, right? Especially when you think of these billionaires, right, as just this other money pool. And if you think about things in a binary type of thing, like how I always tell you guys about the 7 hermetic principles and how the principle of polarity is a thing, right? You can even see it here with this chart. I didn't do this purposely, but you have a blue and a red here, right? And where do we see polarity with blue and red? Hot, cold, Democrat, Republican, like you name it, right? So the BRICS may be the other pole of this money polarity, if you will, right? So it's been on the US for all this time, where the US was the reserve currency. It like money really, the petrodollar was the US's and under US's control. So maybe it's time for that to shift more towards the other side of the world now and going more towards BRICS. And the dollar will not vanquish, but maybe BRICS gets a lot more of the focus. And I'm really, really intrigued to see how that happens with Swift. And we know all the different billionaires that are in this. It's just listed on Coinbase. It's not just listed on Coinbase for no reason. We've been through why, Tim Draper owning Coinbase, Tim Draper owning a piece of Swift coin. And we've also been through Rothschilds being part owner of Swift, right? We already researched how Rothschilds own parts of XRP, right? They own like 8.7% of XRP supply. Why did they feel the need to own part of Swift, right? That's just so intriguing. That's just immensely intriguing to me, right? And if that's where you have your money, where these people, these Drapers, these Rockefellers, these Rothschilds have their money, right? That has to bode well for you in some point in time. And just to reaffirm and represent you with what I'm talking about, Draper Dragon, a little self-explanatory there, that's Tim Draper's, right? So Node Capital, if we look up Node Capital, we see that part of the Node Capital team, we have a Rothschild. Okay. And here he is, Ben Rothschild. So, managing director in a prominent family office. You do say there, Ben. You do say there, Ben. Ben offers a deep expertise in investment strategy, and of course, these guys are kind of they're former eToro guys. And eToro is an Israeli exchange, and then they tell you how Rothschild has good connections in Israel. And we went all over the history, right? I forgot this, but this connects as well. We went through the history of how Tim Draper's granddaddy, through President Eisenhower and Truman, I think it was, both of those guys, helped set up Israel, NATO, the UN, all after World War II. So you bet your bottom dollar that the Rothschilds and Rockefellers were involved in that. But all of that comes right back to this Israeli presence that it seems like Mr. Rothschild has here. As a seasoned tech investor and board member, Ben's network, particularly within the Israeli tech ecosystem, is instrumental in identifying and nurturing promising opportunities. And what are these guys invested in here? Okay, I don't know what's going on here. Okay, it froze. But so not only are they invested in SWFT, which they don't list on their website, but they are invested in it. They also are invested in XLR. Okay, so I think the blueprint is really nicely set up for us, right? And I'm enthused for that. I'm very intrigued and enthused for what will happen here in 2025 when it comes to that. Party at Ruel's Mansion after the bull run is over. Heck yeah, guys. We will definitely have a party after the bull run is over. Maybe not at my place, though. We will go to like a yacht or something. I can't, I can't make myself a target out here for people. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Forget I'm from Detroit, bro. I can't. I gotta take certain measures. I can't be a target out here for folks. No, I was just playing, but being serious too. What is up, Jay Sure 2.0? Appreciate you, bro, for coming through as always. What's up, Dante? I just joined, but what's your target on Sweet? I mean, really, I don't have a target on Sweet at this point. I could probably come up or think about one, but I don't really have a price target for it. It just reached price discovery, it seems like. So who knows? The sky's the limit. But if you can look at other things that have that type of supply, you could probably come up with something with Sweet there. I haven't thought about it, but I could probably give you one next time we come on here, which will probably be Saturday or Sunday. So I'll have to think about that one, Dante, and get back to you on that. Let me see. Let's bring up Sweet here. So we just saw that they are 10 million supply, Sweet is. Yeah, and they're close. What would be interesting is if they actually break over this high. I don't know. At this point, it might be time for it to come back down. It's way high on RSI. But, right here, it looks like it could go some more, though. On the stochastic at RSI, it looks like it could go more. On the regular RSI, it's just steaming, like real high. We'll have to think it's time for it to come back down here. For anybody who got in here at the 79 cent mark, they're probably feeling pretty happy. Probably going to take some profits there. But let's see. Yeah, even on the week chart, it's pretty pretty healthy here. Um, maybe it'll create a new high and pull back some. Probably pull back to the like $1.50 area, maybe. But yeah, I think SWE's going to be one of those blue chips to hold, especially since they're putting it in trusts and things now. But it's getting hot, here. Gotta believe it's around time for it to pull back at some point. But maybe it creates a high here, a new all-time high. Wow, it's crazy close to it. I don't know. Maybe it did, just barely. Let's see. You can check coin market. Let's check current coin market cap. I want to see if it created an all-time high. Which would mean it's in price discovery. But see, definitely you should have been if guys like should have been in it when we're talking about it in the Patreon, right? At like $1.50. Well, let's see if it got it all time. All-time high. 218. 6 months ago. Okay, so if it passes that, that'll be pretty interesting to see. It may have no, it didn't get there yet. But it might pass that. We passed the hour mark, but that's okay. We'll just keep going. Yes, for sure. Memes have captured the attention of investors this cycle. A lot of great projects were overlooked this cycle due to memes. I'm still in utility projects. Memes make up a small portion. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, man. Because yeah, like it's yeah. Memes really should only be a small portion of anyone's portfolio. Not financial advice. Do what you do. If y'all want to invest in all memes, that's totally up to you. Anything I say is not financial advice here. Just for me, memes are just like my guy Underdog Research Channel. He has a saying, research over hype, and I love that saying, and I really like to live by that saying a bit. I do think in some instances, right, if you're an experienced investor and you know something's going to get a hype, you can jump in it, take a quick profit, and just take advantage of hype, right? But I do think in the long run, research always wins over hype, and we've seen different things like that, right? Right, we've seen that. A new thing that I like to refer to in reference to that is Intel. Remember, we were talking about how Lawrence Rockefeller, one of the Rockefellers, he helped fund Intel, right? And if we go back to like the week chart on Intel and we get rid of some of these RSI indicators. So he funded Intel like somewhere back in like the 70s, right? Or 70s or 50s. So someone basically from 72 to from like 72, 73 all the way to 00. So like basically 27 years. 27 is 3 times 3 times 3, by the way. Just fun number facts. Could have cashed out, right? Like, but you have to have that time horizon, and you got to have the whole huevos of steel to be able to hold through all of that to get to this, right? I don't know if there are any stock splits and things that happen through here. Maybe, I don't know. But you know, if you're Lawrence Rockefeller, I'm sure you were selling bits and pieces the whole way, right? But you know, this is what I envision when I think about cryptocurrency, right? And in certain aspects, like with Bitcoin, right? We're like, it's like what, 15 years old, so we're like here. But then when you think about Bitcoin is one of the fastest growing assets of all time, we could be like right here, right? In the grand scheme of things, if we're using this as like a barometer or precedent or example of what have you, right? We could be right here, right? Like just on the edge of boom, right? Especially when you take in the fact what I just read to you about central banks, right? We could be right here where like, you know, 2 or 3 or 4 years, we're here. We're here, right? So you know, I'm really excited for the people that are in this space and in cryptocurrency, and you know, have invested in certain blue chip items like XLR, like a Swift, like you know, like projects like that. Because I think we're right on the cusp of what's going on, right? And just like I showed you here, like what? Crazy. And being part of, we know the Rothschilds are part of XRP, and you know, site I like to refer to a lot of times is cryptorank.com, because cryptorank.com does a really good job of showing you backers, right? And you know, in the whole trope of follow the money, right? Look at the backers of XRP, right? To the tune of almost 300 million, valuation 9.8 trillion. Andreessen Horowitz, right? All these guys, we've done some connecting to Draper for some of these, right? Andreessen Horowitz, Pantera Capital, Blockchain Capital, Santander Bank, you know, who else here? Accenture, right? A lot of the guys we told you about at the European conference, right? A lot of these, like the banks, right? Because everybody's idea of crypto is, oh, it's funny money, right? Banks will never want this. And here we are with BlackRock, right? Having a Bitcoin ETF. And then we look at things like European Blockchain Convention, and we see people like MasterCard and all these different banks are here, right? Santander, which we just got through mentioning with XRP, right? So like when you look at that and you see that this is kind of like the future of banking, it's not just this emerging asset or, you know, thing that might not make it, little engine that could. This is something that the biggest banks are looking at. And when you look at it that way, wow, man, wow. So where were we? Yeah, XRP here. So Santander, you know, Andreessen Horowitz. We know Andreessen Horowitz is big in crypto, Pantera Capital, all of those guys, right? Then we look at something like XLR, which you're going to notice is some of the same crew, a little bit, right? Coinbase Ventures, which is Tim Draper, because he owns part of Coinbase, Binance Labs, Dragonfly Capital, Polychain Capital, Galaxy, you know, it's just like we're recognizing the players, we following these players, and we're following the money, right? And it might take a little bit like an Intel, right? It might take a little while. I don't know that we're gonna have to wait 27 years. I don't think we're gonna have to wait that long, but it might take a little while, but that might be where we're at, right? For something that we invested pennies into. 37, 39 pennies. Pennies. Pennies, bro, right? Let's see. 12 cents. Craziness. 30 cents, right? Imagine just being this guy right here in 74, like you put in, you put in 6 cents, you put in 12 cents, goes up to 28, then goes back down to 10. You're just like pissed. You're done, bro. You're like, you're selling out. You're like, I'm done with this junk. I've been waiting 2 years. I'm out. I'm out. And then here 10 years later, oh, it's like at $1, right? It's craziness. And then that, right? And then that. And the crazy part is we're seeing things like an XRP ETF, right? Things like Velo and Securitize, right? Things like XRP ETF. So we're seeing things like Bitwise file for a XRP ETF. We're seeing things like XRP having its own stablecoin, right? We're seeing things like SUI, Grayscale, Trust. So we're seeing stuff like that. Shout out to the Patreon. So we told you when Grayscale had this. So you got this. You got part of this run here. So shout out to the Patreon. You had it. So BitTensor and SUI. I thought BitTensor went up for some reason, right? So BitTensor, they shot that boy down too. It was down like went down to like $300 and then came back up. Let's see. Where was it listed first? Probably MEXC. Yep. Yeah, it went down to 200. Tripled pretty much. After Grayscale's trust. Crazy talk. Okay, yeah. So I'm really confident in how we're following the money here. And I can't wait to see what happens in 2025. 25. Yeah, I just can't wait to see what happens, guys. So good to get out here and talk with you guys. 32 people on the X. Matt, shout out. Matt, thanks to Green Knuckles. Matt, thanks to Crypto Future for sharing. Anybody who's catching the replay, definitely come over and like and subscribe if you haven't already. 7 people on the Ruel Black channel, the Crypto Rue podcast. Definitely check me out on YouTube at Black Rue. You can also check me out on X at Black Rue. And definitely check out Gentlemen of Crypto as well. Shout out to King and Zay. You've been loving coming on and doing shows on their channel. And King and Zay are some nice brothers. Definitely shout out to Gentlemen of Crypto for show. And definitely shout out to the Gentlemen of Crypto Network. Shout out to Crypto and Down. Shout out to Simon Family Investments. Shout out to Trek with 2Ks. Shout out to Stacks. Shout out to those brothers. Shout out to I think I cover everybody. And King and Zay, of course, the gentleman. So shout out to all those guys, and good to be spending a Monday with you guys. I check you guys out on at least Saturday or Sunday. We might be back a little bit before then, but